It is Tuesday, May 27th, and I've gotten back from my McDonald's interview and changed back into my normal everyday civilian clothes because I'm about to go back to bed, not gonna lie, because the interview was early in the morning, kind of early in the morning. It's like 10:15 a.m. and I haven't woken up like intentionally before noon in like a hot minute, so I'm about to head back to bed because I think it went pretty well. I know that today the manager had 3 interviews scheduled, and I was the second one out of the 3. And I did see the first interviewer or interviewee, I mean, whichever word it would be. I didn't see like the person who came after me, so I don't know if I'll be like my future coworker or not. So I'm hoping to get a job. The manager asked me and the other person the same 2 questions. The first one being like previous work experience, especially if it's relevant to, working at McDonald's. And the second one was like why we left. And then we both got to sign like a background check form. And from what I've heard, like if they get you to like sign a background check, or like if they're gonna run a background check, that means that they'll most likely hire you because they're already putting their resources and time and money to doing the background check. I'm really hoping that I'll get a job because I did have to mention that I was only gonna be here temporarily for the summer because I'm a college student. And my college is out of state, so I'm gonna have to leave at the end of the summer. So I'm hoping that I didn't like shoot myself in the foot by mentioning that. Because like in the past, when I've had like my previous summer jobs, when I worked at Stop and Shop or Dunkin' in the past, I didn't mention like right away, like during the interview process that I'm a college student with an out-of-state college. So I'm gonna have to leave at the end of the summer. So I'm just hoping that I didn't mess up by being forced to basically mention that. But other than that, I hope that it goes well and I'll really get a job. But we'll see, because at the end she told me that she still has more interviews to run and that she'll let us know, like the results depending on the needs of the store and whatnot. I guess like the other interviewers or interviewees' answers. I'm really hoping to get the job. I'm really hoping that, this will be the place for me, that the co-workers will be great, the workplace will be great, all that good stuff. And the update on dental job shadowing is I sent an email to another place, no reply. If I don't like sending emails to like dental offices, because I've done that before even in my college town, and no response. I feel like you either gotta go in person or talk to them on the phone to get that immediate response, because I feel like emails, I have never gotten back. I mean, I've only sent 3 emails to 3 different dental places so far, but I've never gotten a response back. So I'm like, yeah, no. But for the first place I mentioned, like in the first video, the one where like I went in person and they told me to send my resume to like a certain email address, that's one that I need to send a follow-up email about. Because they seem like pretty open to having like me or like people in general job shadow. But then like they never replied or anything. So I'm like, maybe it got like caught up in other stuff. Like I send that follow-up email. So yeah, at some point, I think I should send a follow-up email. And for the other place that I emailed, like I think a couple of days ago, I'm not sure how much time, like how much turnaround time I should give them. Like I generally give around a week. So I'm not sure whether I should send a follow-up email for both places and increase my chances of, finding my job shadowing place, or just to do like the place I started out with, weeks ago, and then wait, and then like, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the update for now. I know that background checks tend to take around like 1 to 3 business days, I believe. So I'm hoping that she'll let us know like fairly soon, so I can know like what next steps to take, that kind of stuff, and just to be free from the worrying of like, do I have the job or not. I'm really hoping I do, because like if McDonald's declines me, like they reject me, that is insane. But the job update is that I have not heard back from McDonald's yet. Mind you, I had the McDonald's interview last Tuesday, so it's been 6 days at this point. I haven't heard back, which is funny because I feel like with McDonald's, you'll hear back fairly soon. And that job, background checks take like 1 to 3 business days, and it's definitely been, a little more than that. So I don't know. I don't even know if they'll let me know that if they're rejecting me, or if I somehow just get a random like, oh, we would like to give you the job offer. I also wanted to explain, I guess, like why it took me this long to eventually get a job, because it's almost been a month that I've been home. Because you might be wondering, like, you've dealt with this whole summer job search for the past 2-3 years. Like, why haven't you changed your strategy? Like, why didn't you start job searching earlier? The reason was because my original plan had been to go back to the Dunkin' that I used to work at just last summer, and like, yeah, I could, I guess, like call on the phone or even like text someone like while I was still on college campus before my school semester ended and before I came back home. But I was thinking, I thought that it was Like in my head, to me, it's like one of those things where I'm like, oh, I have to go in person. Like, you know, like how sometimes I feel like name drop someone or like show up in person so that we can get a special treatment. That's what I thought it was. I'm like, oh, if I just simply call or whatever, you're gonna think that I'm like a normal person. They're gonna be like, oh, we don't have a job available. Whereas if I go in person and they recognize me from, you know, last year, you're gonna be like, oh, it's you. Like normally for everyone else, we would say that we wouldn't have a job, but for you, oh yeah, sure, come right back. That's what I was thinking. That's why I waited till I got home to like really do the job search. About 2 days ago, I went to McDonald's in person to ask about, you know, like my job application because it had been more than a week ever since I had an interview and the background check, and I still hadn't heard back whether it was something positive, like, oh, yeah, you got a job, or negative, like, oh, we chose someone else. So I went in person, saw the manager, which I was a little surprised because it was like 4 or 5 p.m. Like most of the time, if you want to catch a manager, you have to go during the daytime. So I did that, right? I went, asked her what to with my job application, and she told me that they had only chosen to go forward with one person. Mind you, there were 3 interviews, so you know, like 3 potential applicants, me and 2 other people. And yeah, she chose someone else instead of me. So like in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, she was like probably let us know, you know, like send out the automated rejection email or text rather than us having to find out this way. But obviously, I didn't say that out loud. I just said, oh, thank you, okay, whatever. And then I left. So I ended up having to go back to Subway basically because my mom was like, yeah, I know, it's almost a month that you're home. You still haven't had a job. Like, you should just go back to Subway indeed. And I decided to finally agree. I decided to finally cave in because, like, what makes it a little, I guess, like, bearable. Subway's the worst job I've had. That was like the 5 jobs I've had my whole life, by the way. But like, what makes it a little bearable this time is only it's temporary. It's only for the summer, or at least for now. I don't know if I'll work there over winter break or when I come back from college next school year. Since I'll be working elsewhere or whatnot. And also because what also made it bearable, like the second reason, is that I've heard sometimes that like the answer to like your problem or like whatever can be hidden like the least likely person. So I'm like, maybe it could be like my former Subway boss or like even a fellow co-worker from there. But yeah, so I texted her, and like a day or two later, she got back to me with, yes, actually, we could use their help. It's gonna be this Tuesday, which by the way is in 2 more days from today I'm recording this. Like, you know, Tuesday at this specific store. It's only 2 hours, which makes me a little glad because it should give me like a normal clothing shift. I haven't worked it in like 3 years at this point, so like, you know, I definitely need a refresher, especially with like the new food items and the full long nachos or whatever. Just need that refresher. So she gave me 2 hour shifts, which is helping out with the lunch rush. And I'm pretty sure that I'll also get to learn more about the new food items and like anything else that's been like new or changed in the 3 years I've been gone. So yeah, that's where we're at with the job search. Tomorrow should be my A game day because I already wrote down like what I want to do tomorrow, get done tomorrow, because I still haven't really found my dental shadowing place yet. Like I thought I got them for the first place I went to in person. Then they're like, oh, just email your resume to this email, and I did and whatnot. I thought I was like gonna be the spot. I also emailed like one other place. They didn't get back to me at all. So yeah, I just made a list of like the other dental places nearby and like what stands out to me about them. So we like, you know, once I'm actually like if I'm going to a personal call on the phone, I'll have like my reason. Like, you know, just to like burn them up a little. Volunteering should also do something about volunteering. So far, just 2 days ago, I submitted an application to volunteer at the senior place next to the library. They didn't reply back. I emailed them, by the way, but they didn't reply back or like let me know anything about like how often volunteers are needed or whatever. But I hope I'll get something. I also want to check out churches for volunteer opportunities because they're low-key known for that. I wrote on my list of things to do as well. And I will say the good thing about working at Subway is I know that I'll never have a morning or opening shift. It's always gonna be like afternoon to closing shift, which will be good in like terms of me trying to get in like my shadowing and volunteer hours. So at least I know that like for sure in the morning I'm free. So you know if I can like do like, you know, maybe a regular like every Monday I drop shadow from a certain time at like a certain dental place. I know that I won't have, you know, work interfering with those times. Because in the past when I worked at Dunkin', I had a mix of morning and closing shift. More so closing shift at the end when most of the previous managers got fired. But like if I had to do the whole trying to find job shadowing while dealing with both morning and afternoon shifts, that would be harder to do. So yeah, I think this concludes the video. The place I'm gonna be working at this summer, Subway, back again. How the dental job shadowing is going. I'm gonna be on my A game tomorrow and like call up places and whatnot tomorrow. I have like a list of like 4 places I haven't tried yet because they're located like a bunch of dental places near me, my hometown. And for volunteering, look at more opportunities. The cat's in the room. Kind of scared me for a bit.